My 2019 coverage of CES is brought to you by dbrand. What's going on, guys? It is Karl here in Las Vegas. It is CES 2019. We just made it to the convention center. There are 200,000 or over 200,000 people at this year's show. We are about to get into the hecticness. The three main partners that I'm working with this year are Here Mobility, Samsung, and LG. I'm going to take you around through the things that I'm doing and, of course, all the coolest things that we see on the showroom floor. Let's get it. But first off, we have the announcement with Here Mobility. Let's go on over to their tent. We just got the whole rundown of the launch of their brand new app, SoMo. It's a social mobility app, and that's very different from the things that we've seen today. For example, Uber, Lyft. We now have two different layers. The, of course, ride-sharing option, and you can change that to be, say, on your own, grab a ride with friends, anything within a social circle. The second layer, which is the social aspect, imagine trying to coordinate getting to a common place. You're probably on WhatsApp, you're getting 100 different messages in the next couple minutes trying to coordinate. SoMo takes care of all of that into one centralized place. And the nice thing, you can view different vehicles going to that common gathering via the marketplace. You can see what vehicles have empty spots open. So now we're actually solving two issues, getting people into cars, filling them up, and that actually in turn has less vehicles on the road, saving the earth.
One seat, one save.
Some pretty crazy stats. SoMo's already got 1.4 million vehicles signed up. I'll of course leave a link down below that you guys can check out. It's overall good to see other competitors in a marketplace that's just currently dominated by, say, Lyft or Uber, especially here in North America. So that was Here Mobility. Let's go swing to the rest of the showroom floor. The big highlight, CES in Central Hall, what you kind of see behind me. The very first, another upgrade in 2019 coming. We checked out the Zhiyun booth. They had this really sweet gimbal that's different than anything that I've seen before. The actual handle is really close to the body. When you kind of hold them out like this, I know that the shoulders kind of get a workout, and this guy stays nice and close.
So I won't get big?
You will not get big shoulders.
Too bad.
Into the Huawei booth. This is actually the first time I got to hold the Huawei Mate 20 Pro RS Porsche design. For whatever reason, I didn't get a chance to check that out in London. The premium leather back. Maybe one day I will create a video where I can have a smartphone that matches the car. And the big news obviously coming out from Huawei is their new MateBook 13. Very similar in design to the MacBook Air. I've kind of seen that online, but looking to get that into the studio very, very soon. Into the Sony booth we went next. Where is the Sony a7S III? Waiting for it. Sadly, no camera updates, but we did see a brand new G Master lens that I have been eyeing. That's the 24mm f1.8, probably the next Instagram lens that I am looking to snag. Another big upgrade that I know a ton of you have been commenting on in my tech travel pack videos. It is a pair of wireless Bluetooth sound canceling headphones. Those are the WH-1000 Mark IIIs. Sony, I'm coming for you. Upgrade game 2019. Panasonic booth, and that's where we checked out a couple cool, I guess, vehicles. The first one was an electric bike. Dad, getting this e-bike for you.
Big J could use that.
Absolutely. We're climbing those hills in the south of France. I will get you one. I did struggle on the bike, got out of breath.
Almost had to call the paramedics.
Thank you. Outing my non-fitness levels. And secondly, they kind of did a collaboration with Harley Davidson. They're actually building the cellular components inside. It was called the Live Wire. It had, of course, the kind of electric green front to signify it, of course, is an electric vehicle. You got around 130 miles, and the rep said that you still got a true and authentic mechanical sound. Very interested to see how true that is because it technically is an electric bike. And to continue on to the automotive stuff, you know that I'm a big car buff. We saw the launch of the brand new 2020 Mercedes CLA. I know the initial press releases, some of you were tagging me over on Insta and Twitter because the trim was actually orange. Unfortunately, the one that we saw on the show floor was just in red. I was digging the design, maybe not so much the engine. It's just a 4-cylinder twin turbo. Curious to hear what you guys think, but the thing that we were looking for that we actually missed was the Hyundai kind of walking car. I know that was in one of their keynotes. I'll leave a link of that here. Very interesting use cases, but still some pretty crazy tech that we've seen so far. And my other two big partners, like I mentioned for the trip, were Samsung and LG. Let's go take a quick look at what they've got cooking inside. Let's go. Of course, Samsung, the big highlights, the biggest thing that I've probably seen, the 219-inch The Wall. It's got even bigger this year. They of course have the micro LED panels, which can scale to any resolution, and you can almost create any sort of size to whatever your heart's content. And last but not least, we have the QLED 8K panels. Those things are crispy, 33 million pixels crammed into those. 98 inches is the largest size for those models. Over on the LG side, we actually were in here yesterday in a bit of a pre-briefing, so we got to take some pretty interesting photos. I took a very precarious one with their brand new ultra-wide. They've also got the two brand new LG Grams. We've got the 17-inch, which is a powerhouse for video editing, as well as the 2-in-1. They've also got some new home projectors and an audio bar that actually won the CES 2019 Innovation Award. Expect that bid, as I mentioned, to drop shortly. So I also met with my Rogers fam here. We recorded some stuff that's going live on TV back home in Toronto. Always great to catch up. One of the more interesting things that I heard was a smart toilet, and not too sure what you do with that other than order more, say, toilet paper if you've run out, listen to your favorite song through Alexa, as well as a snoring band that should prevent you from snoring so your significant other will not lose any sleep.
You definitely need one of those.
Nick needs one of those. So honestly, that is it for CES 2019. We're technically only here for this day on the showroom floor. I felt like this entire trip was just a ton of brand work, but that was my experience. This is the second B-roll cam that I was carrying around. Hope you guys enjoyed my CES coverage. Of course, way more bids dropping in the near future. LG, Samsung, and this was the trifecta, the third. Hope to catch you guys in one of those next episodes. Peace, and big thanks to Nick.
Boom.
Awesome cameraman.
There we go. Oh, there it is.
Right,
Oh.
Nick, you can catch this one.
Oh.
Oh.